This is the first hand we're doing of the final table hand reviews.
Take 3.
It is hand number 4. And this is the tournament that took place at Greg's house in Riverside. So what we have here is, Jake's dealing and playing, and he is under the gun.
9-3 of hearts.
9-3 of hearts.
Opening the final table, probably pretty easy lay down.
Yeah. So these are all easy folds.
Call.
Robert calls with Queen 4 suited.
Peculiar
When he has about 15 big blinds. Patrick on the button decides to raise. Not bad.
Not so bad.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
You're going to have position.
2100, that's a good amount too. Brian calls.
Call.
And Robert,
who has about 10K in chips.
decides to call 15% of his stack with Queen 4.
Suited.
Queen 4 suited. So, I'm going to do a flop, but let's have a talk a little bit before we move on to what happens on the flop. Let's talk about what happened pre-flop here. So, Robert open limps with Queen 4 suited with 15 big blinds. What do we think about that?
To me, it just doesn't make any sense. You're sitting at about 15 big blinds. Mentally, you have to be prepared to get your chips all in with a hand you don't mind going.
Yeah, I think.
To double up. You're looking for a double up.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly. Patrick with the 9-7 on the button. I don't mind that at all.
Nope, show some aggression early.
Show some aggression, exactly. Someone limped. That's some dead money out there.
Yep.
Not super thrilled with calling in the big blind with ace-8s, but
the price isn't so terrible, I don't hate it. It's okay. Probably a move I would probably let go of the hand.
Probably.
But it's okay. You want to defend your big blind. You want to show you're not going to be pushed around.
That's
okay.
fine. You got to, and what's good too is you have everyone covered. So no matter what, Robert overcalling here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not
20%
sure.
of your stack with the Queen 4.
Yeah, 24% is with Queen 4. So that's what happens. So we saw a little bit of the flop here. Queen 8-6.
Really hits everybody.
Yeah. Brian leads out. That's kind of interesting. He just called free. Robert folds. He hit top pair. I'm not sure what he was hoping to hit.
I don't know what you want.
Yeah,
man.
you have top pair and about
a couple of back doors.
Yeah, a couple of back doors.
I mean,
Patrick calls with the open ender. I think maybe he should have raised. He showed aggression pre-flop. Would have been a good time to,
I like raises here for a couple of reasons. One, you stay in control of the hand, and two, if the hand continues, you're on a drawing hand here. So if you put a raise in now, you are likely you could just win the hand, which is great, or you are likely to have the option to see the river for free. If you raise here and get called, then there's an excellent chance it's going to go check to you on the turn, at which time you can choose to see a free river card. With a drawing hand, I like that.
Yeah. Especially since, what is Brian repping? He's not repping ace-queen. He's not repping king-queen, because I think those things probably raise.
No, if he has a set, if he has two pair,
yeah.
he's not betting there. He's going to try and trap. He's going to let you bet.
And then here comes Jen, basically, for Brian. After we talk all this, he had pretty awesome check here. This is a good job. This is where the check is really nice. He has the effective nuts.
Yeah, he's got to feel like he has a stranglehold on his hand. And now at this point, you do not want the fish to get off the line. Whatever he has, you're happy to put some more chips in the pot. You don't want to shake him loose.
Yep. And you're happy to put all your chips in the pot, which is exactly what he does.
Yep.
Patrick bets. Brian goes all in, and now Patrick's in a horrible spot. He'd be calling off for his tournament life, I believe.
With one card to come. If not, it's going to be a crippling blow.
Yeah. Because we just said Brian had him covered. So he's got to call up his tournament life with one card to come. Probably wishing he would have checked.
Well, and that's exactly my point
And
about betting
and
the
it gets
flop.
back. Yeah, it gets back to the flop.
Or you chose to check to just call the flop, and that's fine. So you didn't want to raise in the flop. That's fine, but you don't do it now.
yeah,
You know, you decided you wanted to play
it
this hand
does tell
slower,
an odd story.
and
So
yes, let it go.
he has to let it go, and Brian wins a pretty good pot.
And this is an example of
916.
one guy on a short stack limping in, hitting really about as good a flop. I mean, it wasn't going to come queen, queen, four, man. So you're hitting about as good a flop as you could have hit. And then after putting in 20% of his chips, making top pair, deciding he didn't want to play anymore. And then another guy who showed aggression early decided to take a street off and then jump back on the gas pedal again. It's a tough story to buy. And the third guy, who played a hand that, we both thought maybe you should have just let go before the flop. And, I mean, in fairness, he hit two nice cards. He had a flop, took a lead out line, and then hit an excellent card on the turn and was
And he
able
took
to.
a really good line on the turn as well.
Yeah.
By checking there, that was
Absolutely.
a really good check. I mean, because if he's up against Ace King or Ace Jack or something like that, they're betting there. So, yeah, it was,
Really, Brian had a very low risk, and in fairness, he did end up having the best hand, but very low risk, and ended up winning a really nice pot out of the deal with the lines he chose.
Take that.